So I'm going to share a quick video showcasing some of my HO scale models I've been working on. So my layout, well, I don't have a layout right now, but my eventual layout is going to depict the B&O Chessie system from about 1979 roughly to about 1986, focusing mainly in that late 70s, early 80s era. It's going to model the area around Sandpatch grade, so between Cumberland, Maryland, up to Sandpatch Summit. Really, I should say, actually from Hyndman, PA, the base of Sandpatch, the east side of Sandpatch, and then up to the summit of Sandpatch, so right up the east slope of the mountain there. But I don't have a layout yet, so in the time being, I have been collecting some HO equipment, and then right now I'm building a small little module. Well, I don't have any plywood, but this will be a small little module, and it's going to sit right on the edge of my workbench here. And I'm probably going to just do a small little area, acting mainly as a programming track, but also just a place to kind of showcase some of my models on actual track. And that'll be depicting Magnolia, West Virginia, and the Magnolia Cutoff, which is east of Cumberland. So I have the track and the equipment needed now. So I just wanted to show off some of my models here. So I have like 7 engines currently. They're all B&O Chessie for the most part. This here is an Athearn GP40-2. Then I have an Athearn ready to roll RTR SD40-2. This here is an ancient Atlas SD35. I actually think it's by Roco, I believe is what it's called. But it's an old SD35 that I think someone, not me, custom painted and also did a little bit of custom detailing on. In the background here, move this around here, I have a second SD40-2, another Athearn RTR from the same run. The 7608 and the 7613 is from the same run. In the background here, I have another Athearn unit. This is a Western Maryland SD40. I renumbered it here to the 7546. I got the number boards. It was still originally the 7446, so I've been in the process of renumbering that. I have this. I'm gonna move some stuff around here. It's kind of a mess here. This is an Atlas GP38 AC. Notice it's up for the Norfolk and Western, and there's a reason for that. In the era that I'm modeling, especially in the late 70s, early 80s, these were pretty common on run-through power. Before the B&O and the Chessie abandoned the Western Maryland, these would have been pretty common running on the WM track that paralleled the B&O out of Connellsville. But whenever they abandoned most of the Western Maryland east of Connellsville towards Cumberland, they detoured the trains or ran the trains over B&O between Connellsville and Hagerstown, or I guess really between Connellsville and Cherry Run. And so they often pulled power with the N&W, so it wasn't uncommon at all to see Norfolk and Western power. So I have this GP38. I plan to get a couple more units, but right now I have this 38, and I think they goes well together with that SD40. And then lastly, what I have here is nothing. It's really not related at all to my the rest of my modeling, but I do have this Athearn SD38 AC in the Bessemer in Lake Erie, and I bought this mainly because I don't live too far. I live in Pittsburgh. I don't live that far from the B&LE, and always been a fan of it. And so, you know, I do have a couple non-Chessie. Well, I plan to have a couple non-Chessie units. This is one of them, and this is an Athearn model. I actually did a little bit of detailing on it. I cut the sand hatch on the front. It was dolled up to represent one of the modern-looking units, so it had the yellow safety stripe. It had a Bessemer logo on the front, and I ended up backdating it to a again, like a late 70s, early 80s look. That's kind of just the general era that I model. But yeah, it has a sand hatch in the front and rear and a couple other things. But anyway, yeah, that's just a quick look at my HO fleet. Everything up here is custom weathered. It's weathered with airbrushes, or an airbrush mainly around the bottom, and all of them, they're weathered all with an airbrush along the bottom. Put that back there. And then I like to go back with either some washes, like this one got a lot of washes here in the trucks. So did the SD40s. Both of these got a good amount of washes on here. And then I also go through, I follow up with some powders, you know, some streaking work, some rust work, things like that, all around the place here. So this WM unit, you see, actually faded the red slightly. It's kind of hard to tell, but it is faded a little bit. You know, did a panel line wash through all of the hood doors. Added some paint chipping down there in the fuel tank, some fuel streaks and such. I also painted the wheels, which I do on all my engines. you know, kind of the same deal on this SD40-2 and this SD40-2. And this one here I did a little more washing on, just around the car body, and I think it looks pretty good. The lighting is not really do it justice, but you can see it's a little bit dirtier than the SD40 behind it. This one here got a lot of work. A lot of washes and mainly powders over on the trucks. I also did some mud splatter up along there in the nose. This one needs some new handrails as well. It's handrailless at the current moment. And the Bessemer unit is pretty standard, you know, everything I just mentioned. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. That's a quick overview of my HO scale collection. And, you know, a little progress update in my module building, again, model Magnolia, West Virginia. So my plan is it's gonna go this way across like that. It'll cover the whole thing. So it'll be about 8 inches wide by 4 feet long. It'll just kind of go up along the back of my workbench there. And, you know, so I'll put some more track in, some more road bed, but it's a start. You know, I begin weathering the track as well. This track is not weathered. This one is at least partially. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. And hope you enjoyed, and hope you stick around for some more coming soon.